Let's get into the specifics on the strategic oil thing. We have this story from timcast.com. Biden administration to use strategic petroleum reserve to lower gas prices. The White House will release 50 million barrels of crude oil. This is it's. I don't think that regular Americans who lean Democrat understand signaling and how the actions of the administration, not the hard actions, but what people feel and see based on what's happening will have an impact. So I'll give the example I just gave. When Biden says we're shutting down Keystone, well, of course, Keystone wasn't transporting oil. So oil supply is unchanged. But people are predicting for the future. If we have X growth, we're going to need X% oil increase.
And investing for the future.
And investing
or not
for the future.
Investing for the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when Biden shuts down Keystone and bans fracking on certain lands, all of a sudden people say, whoa, we're not going to have enough supply in 3 years. We better buy it now. Everybody rushes. Everybody buys. Prices skyrocket. Then what does Biden do? Oh, no, something I did is causing a spike in prices. Let's dip into the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is for what? Economic disasters and war and other crises, and start pulling out 50 million barrels to try and get the prices down. This is another signal. It's going to be it's an entropic failure. It's a downward spiral that's going to slowly spin more and more chaos. This move from Biden is going to cause more people to be like, we are in bad shape. Prices are probably going to go up because of the action of doing this. What you mentioned, the 50 million barrels of crude oil is what, 2.5 days?
Lydia got that right. She got the quiz right.
So Biden thinks putting out 2.5 days worth of petroleum is going to help ease prices. It's going to jack prices up.
Remember, Bidenomics is kind of interesting. It's like he's pushing this latest $3.5 trillion bill they want to pass, and he's saying that's going to take inflation down and pay for itself. Now, in what world would that possibly happen? To have a massive dose of Keynesian spending, which is, look, we had a $2 trillion bill that we were trying to get passed before the election at a time when the economy needed some help. But here's the difference. Our focus was on bringing our manufacturing home. We were going to spend most of that money as a way of promoting Buy American, Hire American. And I think you mentioned, Luke, the medicines and things like that. There's a whole chapter in the In Trump Time book about this executive order I wrote on what's called essential medicines and medical countermeasures. And it was a Buy American order to basically bring home all of that stuff we need. The pandemic was a wake-up call to us.
Yeah, majority of our medicines and also things that you need for medical procedures are produced in China.
And some of that stuff is in India. Like if you take like medicines, there's the fixed dosage form, which is the end product, which you get. But in between, there's the base chemicals, and then there's the intermediate. And the base stuff is really pollution heavy if you're not careful about it. And since India and China are not, they dominate the market. So we're kind of stuck. So when the pandemic hit, India started, it's like 80 countries began rationing either medicines or machines or both. When that pandemic hit, it's kumbaya. Let's all reason together. No. Economic nationalism is what happens when the stuff hits the fan.
The United States stole a plane, correct me if I'm wrong, from France that had PPP in it. Do you remember that?
That one I don't remember, but I do have a cool one I can tell you from the book. This was let's call it the Italian swab job. Remember the movie Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg? Okay, so I'm sitting in my office. It's like a Friday late on a Friday afternoon, just working my butt off because the pandemic was going crazy. I get a call from Health and Human Services, and it's we got 1 million swabs stuck in the Italian Alps because northern Italy's just getting hit with a pandemic. It's can you help, right? So it's like, this was the cool part of the job. This was really cool. It's like, all right. So I call a sit room, the situation room. It's like, the cool thing about the situation room is like, literally you could track down anybody on the planet within 5 minutes, like if you need to, right? It's like, hey, I need Tim Pool. Yeah, get his ass on the phone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right? They'll find you. You might be playing your guitar or something. Don't want to talk to me, but they'll find you, right?
I never answer my phone.
Anyway, so I get the Pentagon to agree to send a plane from the factory, right? And so while it's in the air, I realized that, well, we got to get the swabs to like 6 cities. So I call up the CEO of FedEx, tracked him down through the sit room, Fred Smith, and say, hey, Fred, look, we got to get these swabs out. Can you get us some of your planes? He said, yeah, why don't you divert the plane to Memphis? We'll have 6 planes waiting for you there. Wow. So it's like from the time I got the call to the time we actually landed the swabs in the 6 different cities were like 72 hours. It was pretty cool. But that's the kind of stuff we were doing in the middle of the pandemic.